Hey, it's Elizabeth again. Roxanne's over there. Now that I called her name, she might come over. But anyway, the last video I shared was about an art class that I taught last year at my homeschooling co-op. And I did want to just very quickly, before I get into some of the other journals that I've done, I just wanted to show you some of the artwork that we did for this class during the second half. And I forgot to mention before, like, the only homework, or in the last video I said like their homework was YouTube videos. That wasn't all their homework. I mean, obviously they had to work on their ginormous, art journal. Plus they had tests each week, so they had reading material. They had just a lot of things to do. Anyway, so the class, we started with Impressionism. We studied Post-Impressionism, Pointillism, Fauvism, Cubism, Expressionism, Surrealism, Op art, Abstract Expressionism, and Pop art. But I did want to show you some of the things that we did do because they were really cool and they came out really cool. One of the things when we were studying this, we were studying Impressionism. And we did watercolor. We played around with watercolor and we did our own version of Monet's Water Lilies. And we actually made the flowers out of tissue paper. So when we were done with them, they were all, like 3D. So it was pretty cool. They did a really good job on them. This is the one that I was talking about before this, the Starry Night. We had done this, and each person, I think one of my kids was absent that day, so I had to do their portion of it, but each person got one piece of construction paper, and they did, using pastels, we did our own little tiny section. So, if you'll see if I could bring this closer to you, kind of, if you can see that, this right here is all of the kids' pieces of construction paper, all put together to make the Starry Night, which I had on the board. This is on like a whiteboard, so that's how big it turned out. So it came out really cute, but I just wanted to show you a few little things that we had done. We studied Pointillism, and we did the color wheel with Q-tips. When we studied Matisse, we did his collage work. That was a lot of fun. We had just, limited time for one, and so I tried to pick different things that we could do within the 45 minutes and be able to get it done. This was Cubism, fractured drawing with some shading involved. This was Kandinsky. When we were studying Kandinsky, we did concentric circles. That was fun. And then we did for op art, we did this like a Zentangle kind of thing that I found. I didn't even finish it. Whoops. Don't tell my students. We were studying modern art or abstract expressionism. We did our own version of Mondrian art, which I happen to love, but we did that. And then the last thing that we did was pop art, and we did Andy Warhol. And it was kind of like, everyone did their own, and then we put them all up on the board and took pictures and all that. Anyway, that's just a little bit about the art class that I wanted to share, because I did go and find the picture of the Starry Night. Anywho, I hope this video isn't going to be too long. I wanted to share some of the different journals that I have been doing, and just different ideas, just little tidbits about me. These over here this is what I do with my Christmas cards. When I don't throw them away. I have a hard time throwing them away. This was a few years ago. I had made just a book out of cardboard, in the front, and I don't decorate very much the front covers, but just tied it up with, twine, basically. And inside are everybody's, cards that they send me for Christmas. So I just think it's a nice little keepsake, and I think it's a nice way to have everything together. And I always put in the front, I always put in our Christmas letters, so I know, what we did that year. So here's this year's just, cards and everyone's letters and whatnot. And I bound it with my cinch that my husband had gotten me. And so yeah, I like them. I love them. I love looking through them. I love especially like the pictures and things like that people send you, their families and everything. And I just love looking through them and seeing how everyone's changed. This one is a book that I'm currently working in. This is a journal that my big handsome bought me. He just happened to be out one day and see it and thought of me, which was very thoughtful of him. What I do with this one is, this is my love journal. My husband, my wonderful husband, sends me love notes every single morning via email. When he gets to work in the morning, he sends me an email. So it's what I get up for every morning. It's the first thing I do after I get my coffee. I go out to my back patio and I read his email. And so he's been doing this for years. I have like hundreds and hundreds, because he sends them daily. So I have hundreds of love letters that he sends me. Just, sometimes they're just short little things. Sometimes they're lyrics to songs. Sometimes it's poetry. It just all depends on his mood. And I just love it. I absolutely love it. And what I decided to do with them, instead of keeping them stuck on a computer, which is where so much of our stuff is kept, I thought they needed to be out in the open. Some obviously they're love letters, so they're going to be personal, but I like it as a reminder, and I love going back through and seeing what he's written, and and I just love it. So anyway, inside I'll just do a quick flip through because these are rather personal. So he calls me baby girl. And so that's what I do. I just I print them out and I just decorate the pages a little bit. And that's that. That's your peek. But it was funny because one day, I guess I was doing it, or I was, I was putting the love letters in here, sticking them in here, or maybe I was printing them out or something. And my daughter had come in and asked what I was doing. And I told her, I said, Dad, sends me love letters, an email every morning. And she was like, he sends them every morning? I said, well, yeah. And she says, well, how long has he been doing that? I said, he's been doing it for years. I've got hundreds of them. And, I think it's important to let our kids know that their parents are so in love with each other and think that it's important enough to send a love letter every morning. So, yeah, there's my love book. So there's that one. This one I had started a few years ago, and I'm such a ding-dong. For whatever reason, I did not date this. So I have no idea when I started it. I think it was a couple years ago. Probably, I don't even know. Well, at least 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Because I had started, when I really started looking for an outlet, after I became ill, I started to look online and Pinterest and different things, and I started drawing whimsical trees. And so it's just with Sharpie, and I put in Bible verses that were meaningful to me at the time. And this, the whole book, that's what the whole book is. Drawings of my whimsical trees with Bible verses. It helped me to relax at the time. I was bedridden a lot of the times, or stuck in bed, I don't know, however you want to put it. And so I needed something to occupy my time and to keep me positive, and something that was meaningful to me. And I discovered that I really like doing these. And so I have almost a whole book. I'm not quite done yet, and I had to back each of these pages because of the bleed through with the Sharpies. But anyhow, so yeah, the whole book is, well, not the whole book. I mean, I still have a couple pages in the back that need to be done. But so yeah, so there's that. And I love these trees. They're very relaxing to do, and they're a lot of fun, and I think they're really pretty. I really like doing them. I need to finish this book. I'll have to put that on the top of the pile. So there's that. This one I just recently made because I really like, all of this is collage work. I really like doing collage work, and I just found that out. And so I made this using my cinch, and I used just cardboard. And inside, this was actually a book that I had like gotten from the doctor's office. So I reused it. And so I went through my magazines and glued different pictures of different things. I haven't really collaged in here yet. I just put things that I thought were pretty. And later on, I take this with me sometimes when I go places along with my notebook that has all my cutouts in it and a glue stick, and I'm on my way. And so I can work on it wherever. And it's really, I had been researching recently about glue books, and so it's basically what they are, is you just glue stuff in them. So that's what I intend to do with this book. And so I think that's so funny. Reboot. I'm going to put something up here, but this reboot thing, I think we all need to reboot sometimes. Anyhow, so that's that. That's my glue book that I'm working on little by little. And then these here are some of the very first journals that I made. I had joined a group on Facebook called Junk Journal Junkies. It's a closed group, but I think you can still get in. Junk Journal Junkies, and I had been looking at how to make my own journals. This is made from a book that I gutted, and I put duct tape on the side, and then Ephemera's Vintage Garden, I believe it was Ephemera's Vintage Garden, or Ephemera's Garden on YouTube. Well, it's really the same, but anyway, I think it's Ephemera's Garden. She did a video on how to do this binding. It's called Easy Twine Binding. And so anyway, this one I'm not going to go through. If you want to see any more of these books, except of course my love book, in any more depth, let me know below. This book I made just as an idea book. And so whenever I would watch something on YouTube, let me move this back some. Whenever I'd watch something on YouTube and learn how to make it, I would put where I found it, I would put a sample of it, and I would put the directions, because I have the memory of a pea. And so I needed to have a place where I found different ideas, and if I wanted to repeat them at some later time, I would have a spot. Here, this is these really pretty painted address labels that I got the idea from Tibby, who is Spellbound 987 on YouTube. Shout out to her. And so she does these things. She calls it was so funny. I was watching a video of hers just the other night, and it was late at night, and my eyes weren't working right. And so she does this thing. She calls it splodging. And so I had commented on her video, and I said something like, I love the way you slodge. I don't know. I don't know if it was my eyes, my fingers, or spell check, or what, but it was just funny. And she wrote a funny comment back. And so anyway, she calls it splodging. And it's so fun to do, and they come out super, super cute. I made my own washi tape at one point, and I wrote it down, how to do it, made my own paper beads at one point, and how to do it. My own jelly print. This is like my sample book on which pens work with which media behind them. Like acrylic paint, matte, medium, glossy, medium, all that stuff. Shannon Green is another great person on YouTube that does a lot of wonderful fun art stuff. So I learned how to make these little flowers and put those in there. Just, little doodles that I had done. Just whatever, so little tickets. Oh, there's some tickets I had done. Just little, templates that, these are little file folder templates that I made. So yeah, just stuff like that. And that's that book. And then the last one I'll show you. This is like my, not really a prayer journal, but it's more like a praise journal, I guess. And I had made this one, same thing with the Easy Twine Binding. You can look that up on YouTube, Easy Twine Binding. And you'll find it super easy. And I made a lot of different books and given away a lot of books. So using this. Anyway, so this is my, kind of faith praise journal. So I have different prayers in here, different Bible verses in here, just thoughts, songs, just different things. This is a song, He Is, and all the names of God in all the books of the Bible, and just doodling and things like that, personal stuff, just playing with lettering, things like that. So so I do this, when it strikes me. Thanksgiving, I did this, just drew it. I had seen something online and drew it, and just practicing drawing and lettering and stuff like that. So there's that. So there are a few of the journals that I have, that I use, and ways of storing things that I receive. And so anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you want to see any of the journals more in depth, except the love journal, then I'd be happy to share those with you. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.